Okay, then. So we are live, our first Thursday live, and let's see if anybody actually joins us for the Thursday live, shall we, today? So this is our weekly update number 57, and we're now live on a Thursday. We've got 5 people on already. What an amazing start. So how we doing then, guys? This is our Thursday live. Now let's just see how we're doing with the setup. There we go. Now I am getting a new camera soon, so this flickery stuff may stop. But yeah, if you're online, give us a shout. Give us a message in the chat. This is certainly a very weird feeling for me, being here on a Thursday just after work in the office for you. And this is going to be our new live. And we have got a special guest joining us today. Now, the whole idea of this was not to do it on Sunday so we can get some more people on board. And it's also so we can patch some people in who are going to commentate on everything that we're going to talk about today. So in his own words, I'm going to introduce you to who's going to be commentating on our live today with me on everything we're going to be talking about. So with no further ado, it is
me.
How are you doing there, mate? You okay?
I'm very good. This is slightly weird, isn't it? Because I'm on the other end of the stream today.
Well, it's weird because we've done subject-based podcasts, and you've done that with me, and I go on your show and talk about residency and stuff. But we've never actually just we do waffle on a lot of rubbish, especially through your cancer time and hospitals stuff, but never actually on a live show. So I think we'll be good commentators together, don't you think?
Yeah, that'll be a good laugh. There's no script.
No, there's no. In fact, being a Thursday, I had big plans to prepare everything, and as you can see, it didn't go that well. In fact, but I do have a print.
Oh,
this is new for me. I'm learning.
A bit too organised for you, Chris. What's going on? Are you well?
I'm learning. Right. So we've got 9 people online, and what I'm going to do then initially is let me just jump on the chat and see who's on there. And
you've got Stewie C54. Who's that? Is that one of your mates? There
that's
he is.
Stu. That's Stu and Joe from Matharon. Hi, Chris. No football on at the moment, so we've tuned in for the live. Hope you're okay, Stu, Joanne, and Waffles. Thanks, guys.
So we're not quite as good as the football, but
we're not quite as good as football. That's another reason why I swapped it for a Thursday as well, because Formula One started already.
Cheers, everybody. By the way, I'll try not to advertise what kind of beer I'm drinking.
Oh, I don't care. Advertise. Cheers. I've got one of my mugs, and Anne and Kez are on. Hola, bonsoir.
Hola, Anecdote.
There we go. And we've got, who else have we got on the line? Trudy Ray, hi. Chris Spring finally arrived in the UK. Yeah, I was listening to the radio this morning, and everybody said that they were getting their shorts on. And Anna Kiss said, that's too.
It's true. Down in Malaga, I've just come back from Malaga, as you know, Chris, but nobody else does that. This is actually, I've got a picture of Malaga in the background. There's the bull ring there, down there. So I was on the coast earlier today with some relatives of my wife, and I've just got back from there. So I thought I'd display the picture. And it's blue skies in Malaga, isn't it? Well,
is that today's picture?
No, that's a kind of stock picture from somewhere, but it was blue skies in Malaga. It was lovely. We were in an Italian restaurant on the marina, which is.
Well, we've just we were battering down the hatches because everybody said it was going to be red alert today, big storm, and didn't happen. We've got blue skies. So
the last 2 days have been brilliant, haven't they?
So Raymond said, is that blue skies in the background? We've got quite a few messages going on here. What else have we got here? Hi, Chris. Hi, Scats. Good to see you looking well. Yeah. And Scats is looking very well. How are you getting on with your stoma and your dancing? How does it work out?
I've not been practicing the dancing. I just assume it'll come back to me when it happens. But we did actually walk we parked in the floor -3 and in the marina. And I just a little bit tired by the time I got to the top of the stairs, but I recovered quickly, which is the good thing. So what I'll do on Saturday, which is my very first solo gig since, it's nearly a year now. Mm-hmm. And I will be dancing. I shall be dancing, and but I'm glad I can recover well. I did a couple of gigs with my mate Mitch on Sunday and Monday because it was St. Paddy's Day on Monday. So we did a couple of Irish gigs, sort of back to back, 2 nights running, and that was good. So I managed to stand up for 3 hours and jump around a little bit then. So it was a bit of training for my launch on Saturday.
Well, I like it's where are you doing your launch? Just tell everybody, just so they can come down and see you.
Yeah, I will be at Siddhartha on the Rock, which is a restaurant in Compita, not far from, there's the Carpinteria and there's El Pilon, all those kind of group. It's not very far from the Church Tower and the Central Plaza. Yeah, lovely place. That's where they held my benefit gig as well. Yeah. So I thought I'd pay them back nicely. I love them there. Alex, who runs it, is fantastic. He's been really, really supportive. So yeah, looking forward to doing that. That's an indoor one. And then I've got one on the Sunday, hopefully, weather permitting. It's an outdoor gig, and that's in the Punta Lara bar in, there's an urbanisation in Nerja, just kind of to the west of Nerja.
Brilliant.
And yeah, but that's outdoor, so the weather's not looking that good. So that might be postponed till the following Sunday. That's
well and truly back on the horse then.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love Nick, who runs that place. I promised that would be my first gig back. Well, outside of Compita anyway, because I promised both of them first gig, but first weekend back. I thought I'll have gigs with both of them, and although it looks like it might not work out quite like that because one of them will be postponed, but never mind. I'll get there probably next week, and we'll see.
Brilliant.
And what was that question? Was it Tagliatelle restaurant? Yes, it was.
Oh, that was nice, that, wasn't it?
Oh, it's
that's what we got on here. We've got Paul Cook says, good afternoon, Chris and Scats. And Scats having a beer. This isn't fair. I've still got my coffee. Raising a vino, Tintoretto to you both. Well, thanks, guys, for tuning in. Right, well, what we'll do, we'll carry on talking about now. We've got 3 sections. We've got the residency, we've got YouTube, and they've got stuff about Spain. And stuff about Spain might go on for a bit because me and Scats could just chat for hours. But, the first thing is the visa turnaround times that we normally have on. Now, I didn't have any on Sunday after a week of being away last week, but we have actually had 3 visas in here. You can see I've got notes. I'm quite impressed with this.
Wow.
And the demographic of the visas were both London, and we had a London to Malaga, and that came back in 5 weeks. So that was quite good.
Pretty good.
And now check this out. Now, I don't know if you remember, if you've seen it before, but now we had our first client who did the BLS Home Service, right? So the home service for BLS, here you go. This is what it costs. What's
that? Home? So do they send somebody to you?
Yes, they send somebody to you. So wow. This is our client here, who was in, I think it was in deepest, darkest Dorset. Chris, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't got the information here in front of me. But it was a long way away. Now, the charging structure is 571.89, which is a standard charge from BLS. The BLS mandatory charge of 175 for their doorstep service, and the logistics charge of so it turns out to 1,250 quid, basically.
What's the logistics? So that's for them to travel, is it?
I would say that's for them to travel. Now, you may think, oh my word, that's a lot of money, but then it is if you live in Peterborough and you're going all the way to London. But if you live in Devon and you've got to get a return train and a hotel for the night, suddenly you're thinking, hang on a minute, this might be worth it.
Yeah, 500 quid. Yeah, it could cost you that easily.
So anyway, our client did it, and they got their visa back in, and his demographic was London Mercia, and it came back in 3 weeks.
Nice.
So that service does work. It's the first time, so I suppose it's something to consider if you are. I mean, when we recently went back to the UK, we were checking out the trains. I do a Stansted to Peterborough, which is I can't remember what line. It goes all the way up to Birmingham, I think. Yeah. And that short stretch, sometimes you can get them for a tenner, but the time we went, they wanted 40 quid each. So family of 4 return, that's £320. So it's cheaper to hire a car. So when you start looking at that, if
Does
people
that
are gonna,
really go to Birmingham? That's a bit of an odd route because it's
no,
going like
no, no,
Northern and then
yeah,
all the
yeah,
way.
it does, yeah. Across it goes up though, doesn't it? Like the A1 side.
Up to Cambridge and Peterborough. Yeah, I suppose so.
I don't know. I only know Ely and Cambridge. Apart from that, we get off. So that's the visa turnaround time. So yeah, that's good. And the next thing, the only last thing I've got to talk about the residencies is this lovely message here. Now, how many of you have seen this message? Este momento no hay citas disponible. This is the bane of our life, and you'll see that basically there is no appointments at the moment anywhere for the Tom of the Wayers, and even for EU, it's an absolute nightmare. So we have a rotation of appointments that we try and book. I've been speaking to other people in the industry, and yeah, it's the same at the moment. We're back to the deep dark old days of there's really struggling to get appointments for people. So it was really just to say that look, there's nobody in the last 5 years who hasn't managed to eventually get one, but it is such a problem at the moment. And even the typical places like Alicante and Malaga, where normally we have an abundance and we can choose, it's just really, really tough at the moment. So if anybody else is out there trying to get appointments, let us know.
Why has it got your name on there twice? It's got your surname twice. Oh, is that because there's two Spanish surnames? You've got to put it in twice.
No, that was because I just made a mistake.
That's not like you at all. No.
I didn't need to. Because it came up, because a lot of my paperwork has my surname in twice for some reason. When I just put it in to show you the example where it came up, and that was it. So
you've still got Anton Kez's message up on the screen, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Don't want to criticise your restreaming.
You're so much more used to this this software than me. Stewie says saw two eagles today on the way back from Lorca. Absolutely fantastic and majestic. Yes,
lovely.
Eagle. And look who's on as well. We've got Robbo on. Robbo. So Robbo's channel, his shorts are doing well. So well done, guys. So yeah, that's it. Residency in Spain. I don't think I've got anything else more to comment on that. I'm gonna have to get you to make me some transitions, because my transitions are rubbish, Scats, not like your funny ones.
Yeah, that's not funny.
That's not funny. It's boring, isn't it? I'm gonna.
I like the bell. That's quite nice. Yeah,
it's amazing.
You know what it is.
Amazing you could do on Canva, isn't it?
Yeah.
I did actually contact somebody on Fiverr, and I explained to them, the person who did our intro, and I went, right, I do these weekly updates and I want you to make these transitions for me. And he just went, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's as far as I got. So
I want to know how you get you got your live chat there, and they come in at the top. On mine, they come in at the bottom, and I have to scroll down them.
Oh, really?
This looks much better. So you just keep looking at the top. It's kind of reverse. Maybe there's a button at the top that I can click that I haven't noticed in all these years I've been doing it.
Now in this back end platform here, when I'm doing I'm still struggling where it says design, and I keep losing the bits that I've put on, and then I keep pressing things like this and go, oh, what's happened?
Yeah.
So anyway, YouTube. Well, the first thing is, evidently, because we've got Scats on today, Saturday. Don't miss this Saturday at 10 o'clock. What we're talking about, Scats?
We're talking about how much money do you need for the non-lucrative visa. Now, I presume we're going to be talking about the visa application and the residency appointment as well, and the sort of differences that your clients have talked about and that you've noticed when you've gone along to the appointments at the police stations, the extranjerías, and in different regions, because the rules are the same everywhere, but the interpretation isn't. So you're going to be talking about exactly the what you've noticed.
Exactly that, yeah. So we're oh, look at that, that's a new one on me. What's that? There we go.
I've not tried that one.
So we're going to be talking about this at the moment as well, and we'll have some more stuff to talk about the renewals, because we've had some crazy requests for this week from the sub-delegations for verified documents, notarized, which you've never ever seen before. It's always been translated. So I don't know whether they're updating their interpretation with the new law coming in on the 20th of May, maybe, but we've had a few crazy requests. So just give people really an update what they're asking for in the different provinces for renewals and what is happening at the various consulates as well.
Yeah, it's not just how much money; it's the proof of the money that you need to give them. I think is is what you'll be talking about.
So we'll discuss that. So remember, put that in your diaries. 10 o'clock on Saturday. Saturday the 22nd. In it there. So
yes.
We've got 18 people on for the first live on a Thursday. I'm so impressed.
That's great.
I'm getting nervous now.
It looks the same. Looks the same to you. However many are up there, it's just a different number at the top of the screen.
No, I keep thinking there's 18 people looking for that little eye that shows us.
Yeah.
So here we go. So this is going to be a fun one, Scats. I'd love your opinion on this. And everybody else, please give us your opinion. I did a poll yesterday. It was flamenco music. What's your opinion? And, we got 34 votes, which I'm quite impressed with. I've been doing polls every week of everything that comes into my head. And yesterday I heard some flamenco music. And after my comment, which I'll tell you in a minute, Lara said, "Oh, that'd be a good idea to get that on as a poll." So I did. 59% of the 34 who voted said they loved it. 3% said they hated it. And 38% are indifferent. Where are you with that one, Scats?
Well, I've been lucky enough to see some of the best flamenco in Spain, as far as I'm concerned. From my point of view, we went to a place in Granada, and it was the school of flamenco, and they had some past members of the school who'd come back, and they're kind of the stars, and had a beautiful meal, and it was kind of overlooking the Alhambra, and as we got to the end of our meal about 9 o'clock, it went dark and the lights came on the Alhambra, and then we went down into this lovely room and then the flamenco started up. Now, I find it really really powerful. The voices, just it's right from the guts and right from the heart. So yeah, absolutely. I like any kind of music that is from the heart, and it sort of screams the pain of it's gypsy music, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I used to have an album, a CD. This was before I even went to Spain, and it's called Gypsy Music from the Prisons of Spain, and it's just like the extreme version of flamenco, and that was mad. And of course, when we have the festival here, the Noche del Vino, they start up the flamenco music at about midnight, and it goes on till 4 o'clock in the morning, and they have some big stars come up and do that. So yeah, I love it, but I've noticed when I put a lot of the music that you get to put on in the background when I make videos, when I search for Spanish music, it's always flamenco.
Yeah. And
you get so many people saying flamenco music doesn't stand for the whole of Spain. We don't have flamenco music up here in the north. Well, we do, but it's mainly from the south. So that doesn't represent us all. So. And
it's not really representative of Malaga. Malaga's not typical for its flamenco music.
No. But yeah, there seems to be loads of schools and loads of performances going on. Where's the home? It is Granada. Granada's the home of it, really, is it?
Yeah, Granada's home. And I'm glad, to a degree, it's not in Malaga, because I hate to say it, I'm with the 3%, even though I've been here 25 years.
Fair enough.
Can't stand it. It goes through me like bagpipes. Not I've got anything against bagpipes and flamenco music, but then being it's probably because even though I'm 50 nearly, I'm an EDM fan, so anything that's electronic. So it's I think it's from my days of working in the hotels, and in my 4 years that I lived up in the Granada province. I think I'm all flamencoed out, to be honest.
I can see why. Yeah, I've not gone that far yet, so And Liz likes it too, but Liz doesn't like Irish music, the twiddly twiddly twiddly, because it, it all sounds the same to her.
Yeah, I struggle with it. I struggle with flamenco. It's and it seems to come on. Lara laughs her head off because it seems to come up to 21 people watching. That's a new record for the weekly update. So Thursdays are a good one.
I'll drink to that.
I struggle with it. I really do. Lara laughs because every time we go into a restaurant, it seems to then come on.
Yeah.
So
because if they know your face and they just go, put the flamenco on, put it on. Go on.
That'll get rid of him. So here's another comment on one of our videos. We haven't got many comments because I did them all on Sunday. Normally I've got about 10, but at the moment we've only got 3. But anyway, we've got plenty of other stuff. Could you live in Fuengirola? Well, Steve Winter 9323 said I love it there and would move there tomorrow if I could. What about you, Scats? Could you live in Fuengirola?
Well, so far I've only been to the bit, the kind of, do they call it the strip, where all of there's no Spanish restaurants at all on that front bit. It all seems to be, burgers and all that kind of stuff, and Irish bars. There's a London pub, and all of that kind of stuff, and it's all expat stuff and tourist stuff. And I haven't been to. Is there an old town?
That's it. That's that. You've been to Fuengirola then? That's
it, Fuengirola. I went there after one of the business first meetings, the network meetings, and I thought, well, I'll just film some nice stuff there and put this like a bit of a tourist film. But all I could find was all of these horrible shots. I mean, there's nobody on the beach. I mean, it was a wet, cloudy day.
Right.
So I just filmed all of the really bad stuff, the Irish pubs, and I made this kind of tongue-in-cheek film about Fuengirola, and it was all and it said and yes, and the wonderful nightlife, and I put a picture of the strip club sign. So I'm not sure they'll let me back in anymore, but
I saw that video. It was quite funny. Of course they will. I mean, Fuengirola I love Fuengirola. I couldn't live there, but I love visiting it. We sometimes have a weekend break there and we're only 15 minutes away. It seems a bit crazy going and staying in a hotel, but for us coming from Alarin de la Torre, it's like sort of going to the upper crust and have an English breakfast and have a walk along the sea, and the kids quite like it. So
it seems to be stuff for the kids. There's playgrounds and sports things for them to do.
Very family friendly, and there's a lot of diversity in the shops. If you go the back road, there's a lot of Moroccan shops and stuff. But could I live there? No, don't think so. Do I love visiting it? Yeah, actually, don't mind an afternoon out in Fuengi.
Yeah, it's good to have access to. It's the same with a lot of the places along. I mean, Torremolinos, but Torremolinos has got an old town. I've not really spent any time there at all. And we've been to Marbella. It's a place to go and sit in a restaurant and laugh at all of the people who are made up to the nines and have their lips all blown up, right, and look like ducks, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's different generation. I think there was Marbella is slightly different to Fuengirola. I think that's why I stick to Fuengirola in some respect.
Yeah, although we had a fantastic meal in the Chiringuito in Marbella, and we had a great day down there. When me and Liz went. How is Fuengirola pronounced, Robo says?
Oh, Fuengirola, if you're saying it in Spanish, or if you're British, you call it, if you're local, you call it Fuengi. But so just a quick comment here from Patrick. This is on our flamenco comment. He said, I think that the good stuff is very good, but I wouldn't want to spend the whole day listening to it. Yeah, I'm with you now. I
might agree with that.
Yeah, I think that it's a bit I don't know. We'll go back to that. But
Robert said Simple Minds are playing in Murcia in May. Are they going to be doing flamenco?
No? I don't know. They might do. So Paul Cook said, I'm in Spain next Friday. My return flight, including Birmingham, Murcia, £110, cheaper than trains. Yep. The flights are a bit hit and miss, though. I've been finding that they're quite a lot more expensive than what we used to. We used to get the old €19 returns with a backpack. And the Kez says, for your information, 20 degrees there today. Well, it's not here. Hooray! Tomorrow and 7 to 10 day forecast. Wet, wet, wet. Boo hoo. Yeah, we were supposed to have a big storm today. Didn't happen.
Oh, it was about 20. My car said 20.5 degrees as we were driving back from Malaga today.
Wasn't in this corner of the office, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's in the sunshine, maybe.
Anecdote said the sounds excellent. Oh, thank you. Yep, I've got bought myself a new microphone that you can see for the podcast and everything. Poco. What I need is, and I did buy a light, but I'm going to show you. When it came, I realized it doesn't fit anywhere.
Oh no.
So I've got to work that one out. So but I'll stick with this sort of dull red glow that I have at the moment from this camera. That's fine. But I'm going to get a new camera as well, because this camera I'm using is a bit naff.
Well, it's not too bad. You're just not quite lit up properly. You do have a small flicker.
It's a bit naff. We're going to get a better camera, but poco. And Stu says 18 watching Thursday evenings look popular. Yeah, definitely. I'm happy with that. And Robbo says 19 people and 2 thumbs up. Yeah, more thumbs up, people. Hit the thumbs up button. Come on, guys. And Stewie says traditional gypsum flamenco is amazing. So emotional. I get emotional with it. I get emotional with it because I get that emotional. I have to leave.
Isn't gypsum what you put on roads?
Oh, that's what you said before. Robbo said simple minds playing in Murcia in May. Yeah. Brilliant. Do they do DJing? No, they don't do this, so we won't be.
No, it's all. They were around the time of Youtoo and those bands. They're Scottish.
Don't forget the thumbs up. So how's Fuengirola? How's Fuengirola pronounced? Well, as I said, it's Fuengi if you're local.
Yeah, the G's are pronounced like an H. Fuengirola. So, ish.
Fuengirola, and if you're English, you go. Oh, we're going down Fuengi.
Fuengi.
And okay, so they like your English breakfast vlog. Yes, yeah. We found a lovely place down there called Upper Crust. We'll give them a shout. Very friendly, very nice. The smallest breakfast starts at $2.95. Wow. And it's when you go in there, you could be in a cafe in Yorkshire. Not that I've been in many cafes in Yorkshire, but it's so nice. David Johnson just booked Stansted to Murcia next week for 14 quid. Really
nice. Is that one way?
Wow. That is cheap. And Robert says 20 degrees here, like you said, Scats. The reservoirs must be overflowing by now. The rain we have had in March. Well, that brings me nicely on to Robbo, our next section. I'm so ashamed to put these up now. Scats is on because my that doesn't even have music. But help me.
What is it? What does that represent? That weather.
Spain. That's Spain.
Oh, I see. Okay, then. Yeah.
Spain. Do you think I need to improve on the transitions?
Well, there's always room for improvement. I'm not going to be too critical. You could do with some words there, at least to say what it is.
Yeah.
There was the first one said what it was, but that's just a picture with a flag.
Yeah. So keep you guessing. We should do quizzes.
Maybe that's it. Yeah. You could do a poll.
Do a poll. So talking about the weather then, because Robbo led me nicely, and cheers for that, Robbo, into what I was going to show next. Wait a minute. Paul Cook says it's 17 degrees in Coventry. I did see It was nice there. Does that mean everybody's in the park with the shorts on, the barbecues are out?
Yeah. Well, it's Coventry. Everybody's going to be in the black and white squares because that's the home of Two-Tone Ska.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's where all the good bands came from.
Oh, they'll be all out.
Specials, people like that.
So check this out. So this is the state yesterday of the reservoirs in Spain at the moment.
Nice.
And that is the first time, because I do check this quite regularly, and I don't know why, because there's no point. But when we were in the drought, Andalusia went down to like 13%. We're in an absolute crisis. If you check out there, Murcia is still in yellow, which is the 39% range. I suspect they'll go up now to the 50 to 59% range. But that's the first time I've seen Andalusia in blue in quite possibly 2 or 3 years, to be honest.
That's great. 50%. The reservoir near us was declassified as a reservoir. It stopped being a lake. That's Vinuela.
Vinuela, yeah.
Yeah, and it's because it was below 10% or below 9%, something like that. So yeah, for the average to be 50% in Andalusia, that's brilliant. And Murcia's got its own kind of microclimate, hasn't it? Maybe that's why it's so low.
I mean, there's a lot of things that they talk about this. I was talking to somebody today, one of our clients, about it today, and and this is Andalusia, by the way. So this is how the whole of Andalusia is looking. So the 50% is slightly disproportionate when you look at places like Almeria. So Almeria there is at 9.82%, so they've still got a lot to do. Granada's at 35.21%. Jaén is at 41.143. Cordoba is at 50% almost. Malaga is nearly at 50%. That's great. Cadiz is at 46. We've got Sevilla 86 and Huelva at 67. So I mean, it's all looking positive apart from Almeria. I don't know what's going on there.
Where am I on that one? Just in the 47.56, I think.
Yeah, so you're far to the right-hand side of the 47.56.
Yeah, before the mountains of Granada.
So, yeah, and it was a client of ours was mentioning it today, and he said about the floods. But the thing is, sometimes when you see, have you seen all the floods in the Guadalhorce River area? What's been going on there?
I haven't, but I saw was it you that put up the Plaza de Merced in Malaga? It was flooded around there. It was all the whole street was flooded.
No, that was someone else, but I think I might have shared it because that was so the river has basically burst its banks, and the reason is because there's a lot of the embalses which are releasing water now in inland. I can't remember the name of the one that I saw, and it all feeds into the river. And there's a lot of the areas which are now flooded next to the Guadalhorce. But the problem we have is the Guadalhorce is the river, that runs down the Guadalhorce Valley, basically. Is
that directly above Malaga, coming straight?
That's right. Yeah, because it basically comes directly above and goes straight inland. And it got to, scarily enough, it got to about 700 meters near our house because we know where we live, but we live on a hill, so we're fine. But there was a lot of people saying, well, there's been flooded, there's been people evicted and stuff. But the problem is the areas which were flooded, especially the agricultural areas, are actually flood plains. They are ultimately, they are part of when the river floods and the embalses are, but the thing is they are used for other things like agriculture, and some people even stick buildings on it and stuff, to house their equipment because, it happens once every 30 years or whatever. But yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the area is designed for that. So that's unfortunate that happened, but yeah, it's looking good in terms of the drought. So you can go away now, Rain, for another year, right? We don't need you anymore. Let's
got no guarantee of that. Normally April or May is wet as well.
So let's have a look at the chat as well. What we've got going on. Back to the chat. Loads of people chat. I'm loving these Thursdays. Thursday is good. I'm glad I changed it to a Thursday. It's nice because I'm straight. The other thing about a Sunday is you always get thinking about the day. I'm straight off of work at the moment, so I'm quite animated, So whereas a Sunday, you're quite like, okay, I've got to get ready for the live, So Anka say if everything was perfect, there'd be less waffling rules. I think so, don't you? I'm
with you there. Yeah. Oh, there's Yogi.
There's Yogi. Hey guys. Hey Yogi, how you doing? How do you fancy coming on and doing a comment on a Thursday? I think we could. I watched your video with Sean the other day. I was watching it, so we'll get Yogi on. I think. Yeah, we're all doing well. It's been a good week. Has it stopped raining here for 3 weeks? Sevilla, Raymond. Yeah, everybody's the same. Oh, and thanks to Yogi, who's given us a super chat. Cheers, mate. Thank you for that. And you can also, if you want to buy me a coffee, check this out. I set this up the other day as well. Oh, if I can put it up. Where is it?
You got a QR code.
Check this out. Oof.
There it is.
I'm learning this software here, Scats. I might need you to come down and just give me a lesson, really.
Yeah, why not?
And Yogi's been in Spain this week with Sean, expat in Matheron. I'm at Alicante Airport, headed back to the UK. Well, I hope you had a good trip. I'm going to get you on, and you can be a commentator on one of these weekly updates.
Yeah, he came over and He came over and I met them in Nerja and we had an Indian meal together. And then he headed off to Seville into the rain.
So every time you meet up, you have an Indian meal. Is it just a tradition now?
It's becoming a tradition, except when he came up to Compita last time. And I think I don't think Sean enjoyed driving up into the mountains. So, and I said it's just too rainy this time, and let's go down because we've not got an Indian restaurant in Compita yet. They're still trying to get it open. It's been over a year now. But yeah, it's a very, very good tradition.
Right. Well, I'm gonna make a proposal here then, because we do have a good Indian restaurant in Alarin de la Torre that opened 2 or 3 years ago now. Yogi says, see you later on this year. Yeah, definitely see you. And my proposal is that you come over here to Alarin and I'll take you to our Indian, who I have to say, hands up, that, should I say, not who, that. When it opened, I went, that's fantastic news because it looks good. We had a meal and it was good. And I was like, but I'm not too sure. In Alarin de la Torre, we don't have much of a foreign community, much of an expat community. We do have a small one, but not as big as other places like the coast and Alarin El Grande. Mm-hmm. I wondered how the local Spanish would adapt to having an Indian, because they definitely were going to have to rely a lot on local trade. And can I say it's booming?
Excellent.
Booming. It's done really well. So I'm going to eat my hat on that. And they've done really well and everybody enjoys it and it's always busy.
Yes. That's good to hear. Is there what's the population of Alarin?
50,000.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's many more than we've got in Compita. I think they've had Indian restaurants that tried to open up here, but they don't last long. So this one's not even opened up yet. And yeah, of course, you get people commenting and saying, "Why do you want an Indian restaurant in Compita? You should be eating Spanish food." They go, "Well, no, that's part of the great thing about multiculturalism. You can have the food from around the world. I mean, the food in Britain would be rubbish like it was in the 70s, unless if it wasn't for all of the Indians and the West Indians and all the different nationalities who've moved in and brought all their cuisine with them. It's just brilliant, and it's and all of the big posh restaurants have taken that on board as well, and they've incorporated it into their meals and all of the different spices and stuff. So I think it's brilliant. There should be all kinds of food everywhere.
I couldn't agree more. I think that I love Spanish food. Absolutely love it, but you're a foodie like myself, Scats, and without that variety and seeing other people's takes on stuff, like we've got a lovely tapas place here. I mean, they give you chicken curry as a tapas. Do you know what I mean? It's great. This is it's it's lovely to see. Just I'm completely with you. And when I saw the curry, the Indian open up here, I thought, brilliant, that's great, I hope it lasts, and it has done. So so what's Robbo saying? Scats right about Murcia microclimate? Yes, in Torrevieja we seem to be lucky and miss the severe weather. Also, Torrevieja has the most consistent climate in Europe, partly to the salt flats. Yes. So what's I don't know. I went to Torrevieja and I was trying to buy salt from the salt flats and couldn't find any. What are the salt flats all about there? Is it table salt? Is it industrial? I don't know. That's
a good question.
I honestly don't know.
Is it the crystal, like the Himalayan salt, or is it table salt? I think it's table salt.
There you go. Well, there you go, Robbo. We want some salt flat information. Tell us. And in case quiz question: all France currently singing Dasha Distel's song.
Sasha Distel song. What's his famous song? Can't remember. Has it got something to do with the rain?
I have no clue. No clue. I would have no clue. If it's not an electronic music question, I have no clue. Any thoughts? David Johnson, any thoughts on the visa delays from Manchester? Any optimistic news? At the moment, we don't have anybody, I don't think, that is over the 90 days, but some people very close. My thoughts are, someone asked me this question the other day and said, what do you think the problem is? Well, you've got to look at what the constant is to see what the problem is. So if we're getting visas in Edinburgh from between 4 to 8 weeks, and London even quicker, so maximum in London is 8 weeks at the moment, but Manchester is taking longer. When we've been doing these weekly Malaga to London and London to whatever, the ones which are always slower is Manchester. So I think the constant is the fact that the consulate don't process it as quickly. So is that something internal their end? Whether they are understaffed or whatever, I don't know. I'm certainly not blaming them if they've got a problem in terms of staffing levels and stuff, but the turnaround, the blockage is definitely there, obviously, because they're the slowest. But at the moment, yeah, they're running up to the 90 days. Don't forget that it's a little bit like cheap flights. We've come accustomed to them, and then when it turns out they're expensive, we moan. It always was 3 months for a visa. And in other countries it goes up to 3 months. So yeah, but it is frustrating for people making plans. And just in case, had a clue ready, Butch, Cassidy and Sundance Kid, who I still lost.
Yeah, I still don't know. I can't think of any. What I should do is be researching on my. I should Google it and then look clever. But no, Sasha Distel, 1970s song. What's the clue for that? Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Well, that was a film.
I don't know. Shootout.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Anybody
know where this is? Then there's your next question.
It's in Spain. There's a Spanish flag. That's all I know.
That is. Do you know Mollina?
No.
Mollina, which is near Antequera.
That's a black cab in the background.
Look at that. They're well spotted. So I took that photo. I didn't realise till I saw it and went, hang on a minute, there's a Spanish registered black cab there. Which is also, if you expand the photo, it's actually a G-Reg, which means it was registered around 2008 or something.
Wow.
So that is the hotel in Mollina, which is right next to the Sado Park, we have lots and lots and lots of clients on Sado Park. And I had a drive up there to meet some clients the other day. Got out the office, which is my plan this year. And it was nice, but the strangest thing happened when I was there. There's a huge sort of expat and foreign community, should we say, up there. And I asked for a large black coffee. I mean, let me give you another photo of this is the hotel here. Beautiful place inside, I have to say. Yeah, really nice. I didn't ask about the food, but lovely inside. And when I asked for my large black coffee, which I always have, my Americano, they gave me it like this. In a mug.
Oh.
Now, I drink in a mug in the office, obviously. Promo. There we go. We should give one of these away, actually, shouldn't we, at the end of the program?
Yeah.
And because I like a long black coffee, even if it's decaf, I drink it all the time. And I was like, but I've never, ever, ever been in a Spanish bar and asked for a big black coffee and been given it in a mug. That's the first thing. 25 years, I've never had it in a mug like that.
Wow.
And the problem was because, I mean, they got it half right, because obviously the local communities, a lot of foreign people there definitely would love a mug, you know. But the coffee was the same strength as the stuff they use it. So it was so strong. Honestly, I haven't slept for 4 days since having that.
Yeah, I bet. So I would prefer a mug.
I would prefer,
when I have a glass with it, because it's just too hot to hold.
It never makes sense, you know. The coffees in Granada, okay, like black coffee, short coffee, café con leche, and that's it. But you come to Malaga and there's 450 they offer movies and it's rubbish. And I'm not into all the fancy coffees. In fact, in the port, when I went into Starbucks to meet a client there, I looked at the board and I just said, I don't have a black coffee, maybe. Okay, next part of the quiz. What's that then?
The song was Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, Barry says.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. That was a song in the film Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, yeah. I was right, it was about the rain. I remember it now. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Well done, Barry. United maybe gives an age away. Yeah. Sorry, guys. A little bit too... past me. Yogi says, guys, when is the ETS process coming into force? Well, apparently just put it back, haven't they?
The Is that the
ETIAS.
ESTA is the one of going into the UK?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what you mean, or do you mean
No, it's the
EES and the ETIAS?
EES, isn't it? Yeah, I think I don't know. I put down a minute. Whether have you got it on your screen? I don't know. I could Google it quickly. I put it. I don't know. That's the honest answer. I put it. I know that it's been put up. It's been put back again. Jane was telling me today.
It said EES. They predict October. I think they've said that the countries that were having a problem, which if I remember rightly were Germany, France, and the Netherlands, those were the ones that were having it delayed because they couldn't integrate it into their own systems, or vice versa. And so they announced not that long ago that it was going to be EES would come into force in October, but I wouldn't hold your breath. And of course, the ETIAS will be another 6 months after that, at least, anyway. So, yeah.
They keep putting it back. Robbo says 600 tons of salt produced a year, most of which go to Norway and Denmark and the USA for gritting the roads. Oh, okay.
Really? Okay.
That's probably why I couldn't find any to eat. See, I always think salt and food. You don't think about different industries, do you?
No.
Well,
where do they get the salt from to eat?
I was trying to find. I said, "Oh, I'm going to bring Lara back a nice bag of this salt from Spain that we found." I couldn't find anything in there. Like I thought it'd be like one of these naff souvenir shops. You know, went to Torrevieja and got this bag of salt for you or something. You know.
Yeah.
Come on in. I'm still waiting for an answer to what this is here. What's this? Anybody know?
What's that?
Anybody know what that is?
Oh, that one there. Oh, the picture. Sorry, I was trying to look on the live chat. Oh. Well, that's a still, not a still. That's where they're making beer, isn't it?
Nope.
No. What are they
Sounds
making?
Muffled.
It's gone good again. Yeah. It went muffled for a minute, but it's gone okay again. Yeah. What is that?
That.
So not for producing beer. No.
No.
Why? No, wine.
Maybe tell us on the chat. It is
some kind of press.
Believe it or not, it's an oven.
Oh,
cool.
So what's it?
Super Maestro. I'm assuming it's a bread oven from back in the day.
Okay. Huge. There seem to be any holes in it. Where do you put the stuff?
Well, that hole there was to fill with wood, and then there's a big hole around the other side.
Oh.
So that was an old bread oven. So yeah. And just to show you this was just a little bit of what effects the water's having even on plants. I mean, look, sounds crazy, but that's what happens when you get waterlogged sort of succulents and stuff. It just everywhere you go, there's a bit of destruction. There's a lot of people who will be replanting and throwing stuff away, you know, after these storms. And one of those people, after about 3 months of effort from me and my daughter, we woke up the other day to this. That's the greenhouse.
Oh dear.
Gutted.
It's not a house anymore.
Plan B. Poor Isla was nearly crying when she walked out. I said, don't worry. That's all part of the learning process. But
you should see them in Ireland. They didn't last very long, and they were really, really big, thick pieces of steel that were holding them together. And they ended up worse than that.
That's so there you go. That didn't last the storm, unfortunately. That was so here we go. Robbo said it was a bodega. No, Rob, it was they do have a bodega there, but it was a bread oven. And Paul Cook said, don't quite understand why EES and ETIAS isn't brought in together as one system. Well, I think they have to bring one in to introduce the other, don't they? You know about this, Scats.
Well, the thing is, it's not one system. It's two completely different systems. EES is the one that logs who's coming in and going out and where exactly, and all of that. ETIAS is just the visa waiver. So the reason they're not bringing those two systems in both together is because they've got to test the EES first for 6 months, and it's going to be a kind of trial period of 6 months just to make sure that works. If they brought them in both together and one of them didn't work, it would be that, none of it works, and then it would have been complete chaos. Whereas if they bring it in one at a time, and then there's 6 months of the EES testing, and then that becomes solid. And in that 6 months when they test it, so they say, it's not going to be obligatory.
Right.
They're going to, you know, so it might drop out a bit, and then they'll bring it back in, test it, blah blah blah, until it's sorted, and then they'll bring ETIAS in. Okay. And in the first 6 months of ETIAS, they're going to test that. So it's going to be a year after EES is brought in by the time both systems are working. And the problem is of bringing it in, and the reason why it's taken so long, is that every country around in the EU, and now that's 29 countries, has got a slightly different computer program that they use to operate there on their borders, and that's worked okay because it was sort of integrated in, and it's only passport stamps. It's been independent from each other, but they needed to be a, you know, the IT people for the whole of Schengen had to go, right, let's have a look at everybody's system and create one program that deals with the whole lot and can integrate with every single system. And it not only has to integrate with each system, but it has to do it in real time. And then every single system needs to get all of the information through at the same time. So it's a nightmare for an IT department to get it all working. And people criticize it and say, oh, it's typical of the EU, are taking everything and they've done it all wrong. And well, you know, you try and create a program that covers 29 different countries with 29 different systems. I remember working for the electricity board when they brought in a new program to just for customers' accounts, and it took months and months and months and months just to get it right. And they were all, but just imagine 29 different systems that you've got to integrate in real time.
And 14 million times, I think it is in Malaga, isn't it, for the first year that it's got to work? So you know, it's like every time someone goes through. I did notice when we came through last time that they'd put machines downstairs. The machines that were upstairs have been moved downstairs. But there's one mistake I made coming through, and never do this. And it was very late at night when we came through on the Saturday, and I had passports in a bag and the kids and everything like that, and I took my residency card out, and for a moment I stuck it in my mouth while I was holding everything.
Oh.
I didn't think. I was just like, oh, yeah, put that, and then I went to give it my passport, and the police went mad at me.
No.
Mad at me, which I would if I was sat the other side of the glass as well, to be honest with you. But he did wait for me to get close and hand it over before he shouted at me. He could have shouted at me before, and I was just like, okay, very apologetic, and so never...
Just imagine as well that you don't want to put it next to a magnet, just the same as a bank card, because you could wipe off some of the information. I don't know if that would be the same with your TIE card.
Well, you're not supposed to put it near your phone, are you? That bank card.
Yeah, that's got electronic kit, and I don't know if there's magnets in there, but yeah.
Anecdote said that Cadiz also has large salt flats, and I never saw him when I went, actually, and Paul Cook says, he understands now.
That's good to know. I can explain things.
Right, so guys, we run up to the hour, so this is cool. I've got one more photo to show you, because there's a couple of things we're going to be celebrating from April onwards. I'm actually on April the 3rd, I think it is. I'm celebrating 25 years in Spain. Quarter of a century. I've been here a lot longer. I've been here longer than I have done in the UK. So I've been going back through the archives and looking at a few photos, and I think I'll be doing a few things. You know, you shouldn't look at the past, but it is funny to look at some of the photos, isn't it? From my 25-year journey. And I dug this one out. Lara's going to kill me. She doesn't even know I'm going to show you.
We'll go on then.
So when I first met Lara in 2004, and she was a guest at the hotel where I work, which this is strictly forbidden. You shouldn't fraternize with the guests. But then so I had to move her in pretty quick to my flat to show her that she was actually a resident in Spain at that time and not a guest anymore. So that took 3 days, because I just came back and we've been together ever since.
That was a good excuse, wasn't it? We've got to get you. We've got to move you into my house, so that you can be legal.
That's how it was. Back there, 2004, residency was slightly different, which we came across this problem when we just sold a house because Lara, you still had to apply and be approved, although it was within the EU. It was slightly different. It's like a halfway house to what we have now for the EU family members, really, you know. So and when we bought our house in Granada, Lara's residency was still going through, so they used her passport and her maiden name. Of course, lo and behold, 20 years later, try and sell it and look at the land registry, it was passport number, and I'd never updated it. So but we got around that thanks to a very handy estate agent who knew the system. And yeah, so but I just wanted to show you this because I think you might laugh. When the second year when Lara was with me, I was like, well, we do need somebody to come to work in the hotel as well, and I was boss at the time, so I was allowed to employ people. And my director said, so who are you going to employ this year? And I went, well, I was thinking about it. He said, I knew you were going to do that. I knew, wasn't that guest from last year? So I was so this was me and Lara when we started work together.
Oh my God.
As you can see, my hairstylist wasn't at work that day. And
yeah, you look a bit like a troublemaker there.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really. I mean, I'm not the most stylish person. And when we look like we're going to a funeral, we don't look like we're ready to greet hotel guests, do we?
No, is that kind of velvet jacket you got on, or is it just the way the light's shining on it? Looks very nice.
It could have been. That was our evening wear when we were with the guests and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a few years ago. That is so. But yeah, Lara's going to kill me for that. But because she never watches the channel anyway, she wouldn't know.
Nobody tell her.
And Stu says, liking the way you're doing live show. Cheers, Stu. Yeah, we're going to get some more people on commenting as well. I'm sure that Scats will be on at least once a month if he's got time. Yeah. And Annika said, any long hair oldie photos? Well, actually, I have, but they are pre-Spain. I might pull some out, to be honest with you. I think I might pull an old one out just to give you all a good laugh. But I didn't cut my hair until the week before I moved to Spain. And I used to have hair down to here in the year 1999. So we might try and find some ones just to give you all a good laugh, I think.
We'll compare and contrast. I've got plenty of long hair photos.
I haven't got that many. I don't know. I've got a few. I'll have to ask my dad. He's the one that's got the photo collection. But
I've got ones from the night when I had it all shaved off for charity.
Oh, really?
I called it Shave the Last Dance for Me. And I sang a load of songs, and in between every song, they shaved a little bit more off. So I've got ones where there's this bit taken off, and then the beard's gone, and then the mustache is gone, and then gradually there's just one hair like flying off to one side, and then eventually it was just like this eventually, and now I've had it short ever since.
I keep threatening to do Movember. You know, everybody for charity does the moustache, but then my moustache is very big and ginger, so I'll keep shaving it off halfway through. But I think I might do it this year just for the laugh.
I've got to keep my beard because I fell through a glass-fronted cabinet when I was 3 or 4 years old, and there's a great big scar there. Well, I say it's a great big scar. You can hardly see it now. Yeah, you can't see it, but it goes all the way down there. And the way to about not very far off my jugular, so it was a nasty accident. Went into hospital straight away. So I was Scarface at school. I used to get picked on like mad. Well, I haven't got anything like that, but I have a beard because I've got quite a baby's bum. Like, you know, just look horrible without a beard. It took me 33 years to grow a beard, so I'm never getting rid of it. Yeah, that's it, as you could tell. You know, so that was I couldn't grow a beard back then. That was a beard for me. That was the beard.
That was
just a bit of rough.
That was it didn't grow. My beard. It took me that long to grow a beard. It actually grew grey. That was. That's how long it took me to grow a beard. So the moment I couldn't even grow one for my wedding. So when it did start to finally come through in my mid-30s, I said it's staying now, and that's it forever.
Good idea.
Anyway, guys, listen, thanks for tuning in. We still have got 10 people on the hour mark. So if you like it, if you like our live, do you know what I did mean to say? There was one thing. Obviously, I've got my notes, but I never read them. was Daniel, who I spoke to the other day from the States, said, you know what you never do is you never actually tell people what your company does on your channel. I'm like, I don't, do I? You know, I go, no, you know, and he said I had to research and see what you actually did, see if you could help me when I was watching your videos. So if anybody's watching this back, Upsticks based in Malaga, we operate from Valencia all the way down to Cadiz, and our main service product is the non-lucrative visa, especially for Brits out of the UK coming into Spain. We help people get NIE numbers. We help register vehicles in Spain as well. We do EU residencies, EU family members. But if we can't help them, most of the time we've got somebody who can in our extended community and network of professionals. So yeah, that's a basic overview, which I've just made up off the top of my head because I forgot to script it.
And all this time, 4 years you've been on the show, I thought you sold sticks.
I sell dodgy hats. I haven't got my dodgy hat. But yeah, so get in touch. You can book a call here. So I'm going to leave the book a call QR code on. The calls are running into next month now, so get one booked in quickly. And even if you're looking at coming in a couple of years' time, let's have an initial chat. Today, we onboarded a client. My first chat with him was in 2021. So it's worth just having a chat, getting your ducks in a row, as Annika said there in the chat, and getting started. And we just want to thank Scats for coming on. Cheers, Scats.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Much appreciate you being the first commenter on these weekly update lives with no particular structure, just to have a laugh.
It was jolly good. Looking forward to Saturday. See if we can.
And I'll see you. Yeah, I'll see you on Saturday to have a good old chat about the finances for the NLV. And don't forget, now we've moved this on to Thursdays. It looks like it was successful. Cheers for chipping in, guys. Cheers, Yogi, for giving me a super thingy whatnot. And I'll see you all on Saturday at 10 o'clock on Youtoo Spain for the NLV finances chat.